How's it going, guys? Cody back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, we're covering a HMP Nottingham death from 2017. Now, it's only just come to the conclusion of the inquest. Now, these inquests, very, very slow, dragged out process, because the fact of the matter is the prison and probation ombudsman, who's supposed to be independent, they're not. And then, like I say, they go through the whole inquest and stuff, and the failings and what should have happened, and did they follow procedure, the prison, etc., etc. And all that really happens is that the investigation, the inquest, they get several steps ahead, wipe their own ass, then drip feed information down to the victim's family. Then they do it again, get the next lot getting ahead again several paces, and then again wipe their own ass and drip down information to the victim's family. The fact is, another prisoner, I know this is 2 years old, it doesn't matter how long ago it is, the prisoner involved was called Shane Stroughton. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is a story on the BBC News website. It's about 2 or 3 weeks old, the story. I finally got round to covering it. Again, my thoughts and my prayers, even 2 years on, are very much with Shane Stroughton's friends and family. Sadly, there's no accountability for prisoners' deaths. There really isn't. And like I say, it's a sad state of affairs, and it knocks me sick. What's going on in prisons is a humanitarian crisis of the highest order, but we're prisoners. They don't care. Anyway, guys, I'm going to read the story. Breaks me out, these sorts of stories, guys. Just listen to this. So, this is a story on the BBC News website. There's a link in the description below, like I always do. Headline reads, Nottingham prison deaths. Inmate with skin and bones. HMP Nottingham saw 5 deaths in the space of a month in 2017. The brother of a prisoner who killed himself said he was skin and bones on their last meeting. Shane Stroughton, 29, was found dead in his cell in HMP Nottingham on the 13th of September 2017. Nottingham Coroner's Court heard he had a long record of mental health problems, including suicide attempts, since being jailed. In written evidence, Kyle Stroughton said Shane looked dazed during the visit just weeks before his death. Stroughton was handed an indeterminate sentence at the age of 19 for assault and released on licence from HMP Stockton in June of 2017. 3 weeks later, he was sent to HMP Nottingham for breaching his bail conditions. Kyle's statement also said that during the short period out of prison earlier in the year, Shane, originally from Kirkby in Ashfield, had insisted on visiting the spot where another brother, Liam, had killed himself. After Shane returned to jail for breaching the conditions of his release, Kyle went to visit him. He said he wasn't himself. He was very thin with a beard, which is strange as he'd always been clean shaven. He was just skin and bone. He looked dazed in a world of his own, and he didn't want to say much. In another statement, Shane's father, Alan Stroughton, God bless Alan, and obviously the Stroughton family, the problem with the indeterminate sentence he got, said the big problem with the indeterminate sentence he got was he couldn't see the end of it. And when his brother killed himself, he couldn't make it to the funeral. It hit him really hard. Shane Stroughton's death was one of 5 in a month at the Category B jail. The inquest continues. Now, like I say, so the inquest hasn't actually finished. Just, wow. Skin and bones and stuff like that. Now, like I say, that could be for a number of reasons. He wasn't eating. His mental health was in decline. With prisoners that are suffering with mental health issues, and trust me, it's scary the amount of prisoners in prison with mental health issues that are on ACT books and stuff, suicide and self-harm risk assessments. It's scary, to be honest with you. And then them prisoners can be preyed upon by dealers and stuff and given drugs on tick. And like I say, I'm not saying that that's the case with Shane. God bless his soul. May he rest in peace. And like I say, 2 years on, my friends and my thoughts and prayers, are very much with the Stroughton family. Just unbelievable, guys. Like I say, another person lift prison in a body bag. Right, so you've got a father, you've got a mother, right? One son tragically took his own life on the out. He then, when he got out, he went to the spot where his brother took his own life. He ends up back in prison after a couple of weeks out. After serving an IPP sentence with no end in sight, he gets out. He's out for a couple of weeks, goes to the spot where his brother died, took his own life. God bless his soul. He then took his own life in prison. 2 sons, 2 brothers from the same family sought suicide as a way out. And the fact is, yeah, this was in September of 2017 that Shane took his own life, right? Nearly 2 years on, and the inquest is still dragging on, guys. The reason that it drags on, in my opinion, and I've got to be careful what I say because I can be held in contempt, is the fact that, for me, it's all about they like to clean the tracks. They like to cover their own arse. They've got all the cards, and then they get several steps ahead, and then they show you the card, and it gets drip fed down. Trust me, I've spoken to numerous families that have gone through this process that are currently taking legal action, private prosecutions against the healthcare providers in the prisons and the MOJ and HMP, Her Majesty's Prison and Probation Service. It's ridiculous what's going on within our prisons. And like I say, it's sad and it's tragic, but sadly and tragically, the next death, the next suicide, the next death to medical negligence inside prison isn't far away. And it breaks my heart, guys. I'm going to leave it there. My thoughts go out to the Stroughton family. At the end of the inquest, all they'll do, they issue the findings on a website. And then the prison will come back, and I'll tell you exactly what they'll say. We have actively recruited a few thousand officers, like not for that particular prison, across the prison estate. They'll say we have actively recruited 3,333 officers ahead of schedule. We've now implemented blah, blah, blah. And it's all fucking shallow words, which comes of no comfort to the Stroughton family. God bless Shane. May he rest in peace. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.